Okay, today we're going to talk about how to find the area of trapezoids. That looks like a giant D, it's an IDS. Okay, and the area is the height times the sum of the bases divided by 2. Okay, and I wrote it out here. It's height times sum of the bases divided by 2. And the bases are the parallel sides. So let's get to work. Let's do a couple. So what I always like to do is I will pretty much always like highlight or something the bases. That makes it way easier for me. Bases are always the parallel sides. So these two are the bases, okay? And the height is the, let me write that down because I didn't put it on here. Height is the perpendicular segment connecting the bases. Okay, so the perpendicular segment that connects the bases is the height. So if you need to pause it for a second and write that down, you can do that. Okay, so let's talk about our formula, right? So the first thing we have to identify is what is the height. So if these are the bases, the height is what's connecting them. Is it 10 or is it 11? It is 10, just like when we did triangles. Okay, it's this perpendicular, this straight segment. So it's 10 times, okay, then if we add the bases together, it's 16 plus 12, and then the last step is divided by 2. So if you're using a calculator like this one, you can do this all in one step. Oops, let me see if I can get it to where you can see it. So we're going to do 10 times 16 plus 12 divided by 2. And we get 140. And because it's area, it's units squared. Okay, if you don't have a calculator like this, you might need to add together the bases first. So 10 times 28 divided by 2. And again, I got the 28 by finding the sum of the bases. Let's look at this middle one. So I'm going to again highlight the bases. They're the parallel sides. Okay, so what would be the height? What is the perpendicular segment that's connecting those two bases? It's 8.8. It's the straight one. So 8.8 times the sum of the bases. One of the bases is 28.8. The other is 18.4. And then we're going to divide it by 2. So you can type it in one step, or I'm going to go ahead and do 28.8 plus 18.4. So the sum of the bases was 47.2. So I'm going to do 8.8 times 47.2 divided by 2. Hit enter. 207 point, I have 6.8. Is 8 5 or more? Yes, so it can raise that score. So 207.7 feet squared. And I'll show you typing it in one step, just in case you want to see it. So 8.8 times the two bases are 28.8 plus 18.4. And then we're dividing it by 2. 207.7. Okay, this last one. This is a little bit trickier because when you look at it, where are the parallel sides? They are here and here. So it's almost as if this trapezoid is sitting on its edge. And we need to like, whoop, like flip it over. So the height, what is the perpendicular, the straight side connecting the two bases? It's 17. Times, my bases are 22 and 16, and then divided by 2, because that's the formula. The height times the sum of the bases divided by 2. So 17 times, if I added those together, 22 and 16, it's 38, and then divided by 2. 323 inches squared. Okay, so if you're typing it in at one time, you would do 17 times 22 plus 16 divided by 2. And that's it.